I search thrift stores, Goodwills, garage sales, and more for possible treasures. Then I decide whether to purchase or pass. Watch what I do and decide for yourself. Would you buy it? All right, so we're April and the community garage sales are starting up again. I was out there bright and early and it was crazy. There was like 1 million people. There's a fender bender and everything. I didn't get a ton of stuff. I got some VHSs. I know very little about VHSs. Again, I know sealed is much better than not. And the reason I actually got these was also because they seem to be sealed, which I think is important because anybody can kind of shrink wrap them. So they have like the writing on the wrapping, so I think that makes them better. So Insomnia, a Harry Potter, Eyes Wide Shut. One of these I looked up and it might be worth, Ocean's 11, like 20. I don't know. I'm not super confident that they'll be worth a ton. Got one 8-track, Jackson 5 Greatest Hits. That's got to be worth like $100. So I got all that for $5. I did get a Lego set. This is actually Lego Soccer. Set 3425. The woman had been seemingly pretty meticulous, and she had put it together, and she said that there are a couple pieces missing. She showed me what they were, and it looks like they're pretty common pieces, so I think I'll be okay with it. I should have the replacements. And there's a couple of extra things. There's like an extra pirate in there. A Carvel ice cream flying saucer for 25 cents. I don't know if it's worth anything. I'm just a little old lady, so I figured what the heck. And then the last thing was something you do not see every day at garage sales. And I don't know if this is worth a lot. They are cereal boxes. They're from the 1980s and the 90s. And so what's interesting about these is I was talking to the people, it was a man and a woman, and they said they both worked at the company that I think that printed these here in Pennsylvania. They said Lansdale. And I haven't even looked at these too close, but these are, some of them seem totally unused. Like this has nothing, no glue on it. This one must have been, because there's some glue there, but that's Christy Yamaguchi. There's some, like some, I don't know, it'd be interesting. So this one again seems undone, unused. So I don't know how to value these. So there's, there's a Christy Yamaguchi, but that again has some glue on it. So that's not brand new. But Frosted Flakes. So I asked the woman how much, and she said, make an offer. So I'm thinking, oh, she's gonna ask for a ton of money. And she said, oh, $5. And I'm like, wow. And so I actually gave her $10. And look at that one, that's cool. So I gave her $10. So Raisin Bran. Oh, actually, so this one's actually used. This has got stickers on it and everything. But again, this is the basketball team, the Olympic basketball team. There's a couple of those. Jeff Gordon. Peggy Fleming. Remember her? She was awesome. So those are 92 cornflakes with, there's a cutout David Robinson. I'm very curious. There's a couple. Look at that, David Robinson. Look at that. Friggin', what's his face? Bird. Larry Bird. So I think these are going to be worth maybe $8,000 to $10,000. This is interesting. So this is the 30th Lancaster plant anniversary. See, it's a Kellogg's factory. So I guess it was a full-blown thing. So I think that's really interesting. So there's a little bit more information about the place where these were printed. Again, so this is from that 30th anniversary. You can see that. And on the back, so this is actually from 2006, so it's a little bit more recent. But you can read here if you so choose. You can pause, and it gives you kind of like the timeline of when they first began construction on it. They opened the doors to it, production, and then the 30th anniversary in 2006. So that's kind of neat. Again, I looked that up on eBay. Absolutely none available for sale and none sold. I have no idea. I don't know how collectible these would be. But it's just a neat little piece of history. I got 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them. So we'll see. I don't have any idea what those are worth. The woman was saying that there's I think she said Wheaties with the first black Miss America, and she says sold for like $18,000. These are not worth that. I'm not even pretending they're worth that. But I'm just curious. I mean, I'll definitely be curious to see like what they're worth and if they're worth anything. But forget for $10, it's worth the fun. So again, not a huge haul, but good enough that I'm excited to kind of check out what I got. So I picked up a couple of things. 2 big bags of marbles at $4 each. My hope is that these larger marbles are worth something. Some of them are like an eagle. Look at this one. Look at this, it's huge. That's only worth $12. So that's that bag. And then there's another big bag with some interesting ones. So they could be totally worthless. This one I will hide part of the offending word, but this is Richard Pryor. That guy's crazy. It is in pretty decent shape, both the cover and the record itself. And this is from 1974, so I think it's the unedited version. It's like the X-rated version. So that should be good, maybe 20-ish. Shopkins, which I don't think are generally worth something, but it had like all these, it's crazy how much there is. There's a lot. So there's these like little baggies of Shopkins, right? Who wouldn't want one of those? So there's 20 of them. There's these little buckets of Shopkins. Like they're actual Shopkins things. Like, look at that. And then there's a bunch of Shopkins, right? So as a grown man, I figured they might be worth something. It was only $4. It's gonna be at least worth $4. My last thing was this Wonder Dash, which is, it was actually $13, but it's got the user's guide, it's got whatever the heck that is, it's got the little dude who rolls around apparently, and you can program them. So it is missing this, 2 building brick connectors. Like I guess you kind of clamp it onto the guy and that way you can put Legos and stuff on them, which would be cool. Somebody sold one for like, I think 40. The box and stuff is in good shape, so if it works, it'll be worth it. So Justin, did you find anything good?
I found some a CD and some DVDs.
All right, what's the CD?
So Nora Jones comes to Come Away With Me.
And you just bought this, so why did you get this particular one though? There's a reason, right?
Yeah, so I already have a version of this album, Come Away With Me. I have it on SA CD, Super Audio CD, which is kind of a slightly different format or whatever. Mm-hmm. This is just a regular CD, and so I kind of wanted to get it. Yeah. It was $1 at the one thrift store we went to, so I figured I'd get it and try and compare it to that one and see if there's any difference or anything. Some blank Memorex DVD RDLs. The thing is, they're like DL double layer versions or something. Yeah. So instead of the usual 4.7 gigabytes, I don't know how well you can see, but there's 8.5 gigabytes in 240 minutes. So I think there's like 2 layers of something. I did a quick Google search because I wasn't really sure what they were, but hopefully I can use them, and it was $4 for the whole thing, so I figured it should be worth it.
And can any DVD player use them, do you know?
I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to test that out.
Decent fine. Have a little bit of fun with it. So here's a quick closer look at the marbles. There's a lot. Some vintage marbles are worth something. I have no knowledge of what is or isn't. There's some animal ones. These are smaller ones that are interesting. There's a earth one. So those are kind of neat. And then some huge ones over here. Again, this one's I thought pretty cool. But again, these could be worthless. I just don't, I have no knowledge of it, but they're $4 each, and I figured I would give it a shot. So I did list 4 lots, and you can see that 3 of them sold, one for $8, one for $11.50, and one for $4.44. One of the lots that you see here did not sell. I just recently put 6 more lots up for sale, which is what you're seeing here. all at auction, all starting at $4.44, trying to put them low to get some interest. I'm not so sure that they will sell, but we'll see if I can unload them. They were actually a pain in the butt to take pictures and stuff, so I'm not so sure it was worth it. So this thing does work.
What? Oh. Howdy do. What?
I found a couple of apps that I got for free on my phone. One lets you control it directly, lets you drive it around, lets you change the light, lets you record things and have it say things, and then another lets you program it for different movements and different things that it can do. So it's actually pretty sophisticated. It's definitely pretty cool. Closer look at the Shopkins. These are probably, again, too new to be worth much of anything, but who knows? There's one kid, one girl. There's a couple little things that you can kind of open up, and there's stuff inside. Waffles, I guess. I looked real quick. Again, I know these aren't worth a ton, but they seem like they're well taken care of, relatively well organized. And so I'm gonna figured I'd give it a shot. It's kind of fun sometimes to explore this stuff. So I went to Goodwill and actually found some records that were somewhat interesting, though I paid up for them, $24. This is the classic Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer by Elmo and Patsy. It's in the shrink wrap, but it is open. But it looks to be in really, really nice condition. These in price are all over the place, from like $5 to $25. This one's wacky. Flight Final, a dramatic comparison to death. It's like some religious one. I don't know what the hell. I thought the cover was interesting. Then there was a bunch of new ones. You're gonna see these here. I'll kind of go through them as I talk about them. So these were new, these are sealed. There's a whole bunch of these, most of them country. I don't know what the deal was. Somebody must have had either quite a collection or like a music store. And so we went through and we tried to price a bunch. And these are the ones that we bought thinking they might be worth 10, 15, 20. This one I think sold for about 20 to 25 new. I don't know who she is.